lovely pubs where the toilets at the top of the hill in the visitor centre. Once again, I did say at the start, we're not official tour guides, we're only the crew of the boat. We'd like to point out